Hey y'all, Dr. Brianna Whiteside here, and welcome to 10 Minutes with Dr. Bree. It is December 28th, 7:11 a.m., and I am taking it easy today. Saturdays are generally my rest days. These are the days that I go to Trader Joe's. These are the days that I run a few errands, and one of the reasons why I'm still at home at 7-Eleven is because I don't go to the gym on Saturdays. Nope. My workout days start on Sunday, and so I generally take Saturdays off, and I'm also still home because I'm waiting for my espresso machine to be delivered. For all the coffee drinkers, do you prefer the regular pour coffee or espresso? Ever since I was in grad school, I graduated to espresso and I have not turned back. I am not a cup of coffee girl. I'm a cup of espresso girl, but I was sleeping on green tea until yesterday. I drank a cup of green tea around 2 p.m. and I was up the whole night. Literally, that's probably why I sound like this, because I didn't think it was strong. And look at me, was up until like 12:30 looking crazy. But y'all, welcome to today's podcast. Today I want to talk about comparison. I want to talk about comparison because I think comparison could be a good thing. And here is why. Generally, when we think about comparison, people say you shouldn't compare yourselves, right? But in the same breath, a lot of people are okay with comparing themselves down. And here's what I mean. When I had this crash out moment on the internet back in September, and if you're watching on YouTube, you know that I had a viral video that I didn't intend to go viral, but I was just really telling the truth about what I was going through, and I was in tears. Nonetheless, a lot of people in the comments, while I think they were well-meaning, they were like, well, think about it like this. You're better off than some people in some third world countries. So that's literally punching down. They were literally trying to convince me to compare myself to people who were in different situations than me to make myself feel better and to show me just how good allegedly my life is, right? And so I thought that was very fascinating because these were Christians, some of them were. And it's funny because Christians believe that comparison is bad. Is that not correct? I think everyone kind of feels that comparison is bad. But in that moment of distress, they were literally giving me the reprieve to compare myself down. And I am someone who believes that punching down is never okay. On the other hand, you have people who tell you not to compare yourself to people who are doing better than you. When you do that, you will feel defeated. You don't know what they've been through, all of the things on why you shouldn't compare yourself to people who are ahead of you. And I think that's fair. You're trying to say that you should be somewhere at a certain age or a certain time in your life based on where someone else is. It can be a dangerous game for sure if you're not careful, but that's not the comparison that I am advocating for today. I'm talking about comparing yourself to the person you know that you should be and the person that God created you to be. I think that's a healthy comparison. One of the reasons why I think it's healthy is because it shows you just how far you have to go. Now, no one likes to think about that. No one likes to think about, oh my God, I still have this much of the distance or the journey to go. But with God, you can make up that time. He gave you the idea to do the things that you want to do. He put the desires in your heart, and he probably also showed you glimpses of who he created you to be. With that in mind, that means that you should compare your present day person to the person that God has shown you. Why? Because it shows you how much growth you have to do, how much work you have to, invest in yourself, the things that you should do, the things that you should not do. When you compare yourself to the future version of you, whether it's God's idea or the idea of who you want to be, you are more than likely going to walk that path to get the intended result. You don't want to stay who you are. You don't want the same thing that you have. You want better, and it's okay that you want better. And the only way you want better is to look to the future, see what God has in store for you, and come up with a plan along with Holy Spirit to chart your way forward. That is healthy comparison. I don't think comparison always has to be negative, but when we view it through a negative lens, that's all we're going to see. But what if comparison is a world of possibilities? What if comparison is the thing that pushes you forward? What if comparison is the thing that keeps you disciplined? Like, when I'm trying to lose weight right now, the thing that keeps me disciplined is looking like a snack. I can see myself looking like a snack. Okay. It's visualization. And before you all say, oh, visualization is kind of new age. I want to encourage you to go to the Old Testament and look at Genesis 30 and see what Jacob did when he placed those animals before the barks and they changed their spots when they were mating. I just want to show you that what the animals were seeing, they reproduced as. That's what I'm saying. And so the same is true for you. What you see in your mind, you will reproduce as. There's no way around it. Your brain can't take you and your feet can't take you where your brain has never been. So you need to see yourself there in order to actually get yourself there. I'm talking about healthy comparison. If you do not compare yourself to the version of yourself that you want to be, you will not make the necessary strides to get there. That's it. Simple as that, right? It's not rocket science, friends. It's not something that's super spiritual and mystical. It's really just using your imagination to get you to where you want to be. That's really it. God gave you a powerful imagination. He made you a thinking person, and he also made you a very decisive person. You can decide if you want to, but you must see yourself there. I hope this has encouraged you to compare yourself to your future. Your future you wants to meet you. What will you say when you get there? If this podcast has resonated with you, if you are watching on YouTube, I want to encourage you to please like the podcast video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, I want to ask you to subscribe to the podcast and also leave me a review. You all, we are a few short days from the new year. And if you're hoping that your new year will be your year, 2025, then you need to walk into this year in authority, because that is how you take back control of your life. I have restocked my latest book entitled Words and Authority, How the Breath of God Sanctions Kingdom Authority. And it teaches you how your words align with heaven brings forth the outcome you hope to come to pass. And so if you want your year to be your year, you have to exercise authority. And you can grab that book at BriannaWhiteside.com. I am shipping out orders in January. Also, if you want to strategize with someone who hears from God and is a great strategist, book your strategy session now at BriannaWhiteside.com. What I found working with people is not that they're lazy. It's not that they don't know what to do. It's just that they don't have the right strategy to get them from point A to point Z in record time. I'll see y'all soon, y'all, in another installment of 10 Minutes with Dr. Bree. Bye.